Yeah,
Sebo,
yeah.
once people really actually find it that people are putting on quotes. The
Mm.
beauty with the virtual element is once people stand up, that's when you realize that people are putting on gumboots, shorts.
Mm, 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 mm,
Yeah.
mm. No, that
Yeah.
is true. That's what happened.
Mm. Meanwhile, how has been your week?
No, the week has been good.
Mm.
Are we started already? Are we logged in already?
People, as we are logging in, actually we're already live, but
Ah,
the issue here is looking at you. You know, there's nothing so beautiful like behind the scenes when they see you fidgeting. You know,
absolutely.
there's certain laughs you always hide because
Yeah,
there's that seriousness you always wear. That's why we've
yeah,
not started initially, but then again,
yeah.
this is Eddie Cool for me.
Ah, ah,
Eddie Cool, let me ask you something little. Assuming
please.
you are the host of today, how
Yeah,
would you host? Just give me your introduction, assuming you're the host today
yeah,
on
yeah.
Afro Reports. How would you take it? The topic
Um,
of discussion, let me make it simpler. An overview of the recent adoptions of in Uganda. You're the host. I'm your
oh,
guest. Hey, how would you take it?
no, I would really, it's a very challenging subject,
Mm.
especially that the current government.
Uh-uh. You're not supposed to explain. I want you to introduce the show, assuming you're the
To
host today.
introduce
Mm.
the show.
Eh,
Yes,
uh-huh.
my guest.
Actually, let me just make it. Um, let me just make it like this. So,
You know, you
assuming,
know, you know. There is
uh-huh.
one thing. There are certain
Mm.
things we take for granted. I've
Mm.
never I've never practiced to being a what a host. So it's not easy. I really need to get into. Yes, that is true.
But I thought you're a
Some,
communicator.
some people, that's very different. We communicate, yes, but it depends. You know.
Mm.
And I remember one time we were in Uganda,
Mm.
myself and some friends of mine.
Mm.
Now, one guy was despising and disrespecting these guys of CBS.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There are some guys there.
Mm.
Then somebody said, "You man, you're not serious. Do you know what it takes to be on air to talk to people for over even even 20 minutes to talk to people, even only 20 minutes?" He told him that, look here, I don't think you can even talk to people for 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
on air. You know, you must be to practice. You must have that charisma of of uh, of communicating to the people. Just like hosting, you must have that charisma of hosting,
Mm-hmm.
asking particular kind of questions.
It's true.
Host,
Yeah.
hosting is like directing, giving direction. You know, so and some people take it for granted, but it's not. This is why when we see these boys and girls on TV trying to
Mm-hmm.
ask questions, like there's Kakagwa Anjala, there's others, when they're asking their questions, sometimes you give them a credit.
Yes,
Some
true.
you look at them when they are fidgeting. Sometimes they ask very personal questions. Sometimes they ask very stupid questions.
Yeah. True. Mm.
Yes, yes, they ask some stupid questions. So it's not easy. It requires a lot of training and firmness. Sometimes you have to look somebody in the eyes and ask them very difficult questions. Sometimes
Yes, to the viewers, well,
you
welcome to Afro Day Reports.
you could
It seems I'm failing with my guest. I gave him an opportunity to at least host the show today by giving us the introduction. He's just beating around the bush. He has failed to give me an introduction for the topic of discussion, but it is what it is. He's called Eddie Kungobi, a man from Busoga. There's something I saw in Busoga actually, which I need some clarity before we dig into the show. and
Yes.
I felt probably you should give us an account. You know the strength of this lady, Kadaga. There's something I saw today. I felt
Mm.
it's really worth giving an ear or giving a perception from you, Eddie Cool.
Mm.
Just ride us through that exactly. What happened? Yes, Bona Eddie.
Yeah.
Exactly what was happening here,
That was homecoming for Rebecca Kadaga.
and where was she
Now,
coming
what
from?
happened? No, she homecoming is normally called. It's an event
Mm,
organized by the Basoga to welcome back, to show her love,
okay.
to appreciate what she's been doing for them. And the reason they did that, this is
Mhm.
in they were trying to reciprocate to what exactly is going on in the country, whereby Kadaga was one sometime back she was denied to become back as a speaker.
Yeah, yeah.
Then of course it didn't go well with the people of Soga. Then after that again, recently she's been denied to become on SEC, on
Mhm.
the top organ of the ruling party. Now the people in Busoga are not happy,
Mhm.
and the way it was done, it was very crude way of doing things. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah, yeah.
dignified. It wasn't dignified at all. So the people of Busoga decided to show their this resentment to whatever has been happening, and resentment to sending a message to Mr. Museveni and the
Mhm.
NRM that the Basogas are not happy, and Museveni must not expect anything in return from the Basoga.
You know, the beauty about this thing was, and it didn't really put some difference between political parties, but I saw some bit of unit because I'm seeing the yellow, I'm seeing the red, I'm seeing the blue in it. I mean, it was something interesting.
That is a unit of purpose,
Oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah.
you know.
What message does it really? What can be a takeaway for assuming you're the president who decided to say certain reactions towards their nominations? Once, if you're the one in this position, what could come in your mind?
First and foremost, as a president, I wouldn't even have allowed this situation to come up to this level. You know,
Mm,
there is a way of handling things. As a president, I would not have allowed the Kadaga to go out to exit that way as a president, and the
mm,
more so to be her position to be filled by somebody, a newcomer who has not been in the party for a long period of time,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
beating the guidelines of the parties, which states that somebody to be on the top organ must have been in the party for over 10 years and show what you've been doing for the party for over 10 years. But here is somebody who has just been in the party for only 3 years, and she's risen in the ranks so fast, whereas there are
Mm.
so many others who have been there for a long period of time. So as a president, I wouldn't allow that anyway. It wouldn't matter however good you are, but
Mm.
there are always what we call set guidelines that we must follow. You know, now
Well, mm, to
now
the
if you
viewer,
now that those
mm,
set guidelines were not followed,
mm,
this is why even some people are coming out to show their dissent to Mr. Museveni and the NRM to tell him, look here, my friend, you did this and that to Rebecca, and here we are showing her support, we are showing her love. So you should know when you're coming to us without
mm.
her, don't expect much. If
Wow.
If I can remind you or refer you to the recent hosting of the Chabazinga when he hosted his 11th anniversary,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we had the speakers like the Right Honorable Prime Minister and the Minister for Presidency. People never listen to them. People more, people never listen to them. You know, they yelled at them. They told them to shut up. They did not want to listen to anything to about what they were saying. It's Kadaga who knows how to communicate to the people, to those people, because he knows them. He has been working with them on quite a number of things. But these fellows, they don't know how to communicate to people. They say the president Museveni has done this, has done that, has said this. That's not what the Basogas wanted to hear, and especially when Kadaga had just been thrown out, and what Busoga has gone through for Nabanja to come and say Museveni has done this and that for Busoga. Museveni destroyed Busoga, by the way. Just like he destroyed so many other places. We are talking about economically. We are
Mm.
talking about the politically. We are talking about the social structures. The entire thing it was destroyed. So you can't say what people know, and most people know. Those some of them do, now they are saying it. By the way, if you had some people talking, they say Museveni agende tumukoye yakola kino, and people, everybody was mentioning something of their own. They mentioned the industries that Ginger used to have, you know, the clean leadership
Mm.
that the people of Ginger used to enjoy. They used to enjoy great leaders with respect, leaders who had integrity, you know, they had schools, the hospitals, things were running, electricity, and mostly there is this electricity thing. Busoga,
Yes, Bwana Eddie, I think we shall come into that discussion later. Then we look at those areas where NRM is failing. And the message, I think, has been fully delivered. For one who's in NRM, I think once you see such a clip and those who denied Kadaga her position, probably this reflects what is coming in 2026 and the reason as to why Busoga probably reacted like that even last time. But it's not our area of discussion today. Welcome to our Freedom Reports as we go into our political gymnastics. This still again is AKA Smokey, your host. My guest today failed to host me. I'd given him opportunity, but then things turned around. We are just looking at an overview of the recent, abductions in Uganda, which is really so alarming. Yes, just invite a friend and tell them, we are digging into the Ugandan politics, and then we shall later also look into other areas. But right now, let's see what's exactly happening, and then we shall be able to, you know, uh, the beauty about us, we're not the best, but we contribute so that we can also entice you in a way, or we can also give you this impetus also at least to communicate, because the slogan with African Reports is sharing is being caring. So by caring, try to let people know that African Reports started, and share the link, share, and let them know that we are back again with the guest, a man of, I call him a man of wisdom from Busoga. They say wisdom comes from the east, which is still in quotes, this guest of mine. Okay, it is what it is. But today we are addressing the concerning trend of Uganda in the recent wave of the abducts. And we are analyzing the circumstances, we are looking at the surroundings, and then we're looking at the incidences. People who are really the victims are concerned in these areas which are, mostly affected. And then we shall be also examining the motive or the justifications of the NRM regime as to why it's doing this. Yes, our goal is to provide, a comprehensive overview and foster an informed discussion. That's why we need you to be part of our discussion. So join us as we go into this trail of um, adoptions in Uganda. But then again, let's go into our introduction.
Kono na kuyimsa yakuyamba baba nabako wakutuza era nzize kwebazawo bangwite kusima eri abalina emitima egirumirirwa yakuyamba baba nabako wakutuza ekigambo okuyamba ndokizanyisa abangi babeera n'obusobozi n'ekibalema okukola yakuyamba baba nabako wakutuza abamu bemulaba abanene munsi muno bakunyumiza gyavudde zikuba munezaaka abangi kwabo bafiirwako abazadde ku myaka emimpi ddala wamma tunuulira obulumi abalala basalawo n'okuddukira ku nguudo kubanga basigalawo okubayamba ababeesamba nammwe abayamba mumanyi okwefuula eri abo be muyambye ne mubasimbamu oluseke eriyo ne benda byabalaga okulumirirwa ne bajja ng'abayamba nga beenoonyeza byabwe
Yes, given that introduction of our show, just want to remind you that call a friend and let them know that, yes, African Reports has really started. And just a reminder, like the way they stated, be thankful to whoever's done something good for you. It's better also here in African Reports to always say thank you and thank you for always following us. But then again, keep on subscribing. Those who are just new, keep on subscribing and, like, share your comments, share also to your friends, because our slogan here is sharing is caring. But as we go into our topic of discussion, which is an overview of the recent abductions in Uganda, while analyzing the circumstances and the locations, individuals involved, and the motives and justification of NRM regime, it provides and what it provides in these recent incidences. Yes, we shall be needing a rider at least to reflect on exactly what's really happening. So let's have this as a rider.
Article 23 of our country's constitution. Of late, Honorable Speaker, this provision of our constitution has been violated. People are picked up. When we use the word kidnap, it is because of how people are picked up. The drone, that's an ordinary car. People wearing ordinary clothes, wielding guns, they'll break into people's homes or abduct them on the road and take them to no one knows where. That's not an arrest as provided for in this our constitution. I saw the spokesperson of police, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Chituma Rusoke. He said, as we were raising this complaint, he said, no, the public is not going to give us orders on how we are going to conduct arrest. It's not the public, it is this constitution that orders government on how to conduct arrests. Article 23, it is here. So what we need to know from government is that the new mode of arrest, has government sat in cabinet and amended this constitution without the knowledge of parliament, which you preside over, Honorable Speaker, because laws are made here, they are amended here. So has Article 23 been amended, and by who? Under whose authority? We need to know, because this business of just picking up people, they're taken wherever, beaten up, then we hear they're in people's basements. It is ultra-vires, it is outside of the law. We need to know, because this parliament is the custodian of this constitution. Second and final, Honorable Speaker. Again, regarding personal liberties, for a while, we kept demanding for answers from government about missing persons. One of those who was the name standing out among the pack, one John Bosco Chibalama, who was kidnapped on Martyrs' Day in 2019. The Prime Minister Right Honorable Robin Anabanja told the nation that John Bosco Chibalama was arrested and he was in state custody. Of course, we kept asking, where is he? Can we know? There were no answers after she admitted that. Last week, I saw the spokesperson of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, Acting Major General Felix Kulaije. He was recently appointed in acting capacity in that role. He said Chibalama is outside of the country, and we know the country in which he is. I thought he was going to go ahead and tell the nation which country that is. So what I want to know, is that the new position of government, that this gentleman and the other missing persons, they are outside of the country? Because the initial government position by Right Honorable Robin Anabanja was that, no, this man was arrested. Where is he? We don't know. Now, the spokesperson of UPDF is saying he's outside of the country and we know where. Is that the new position of government? And why that is important is because it will help us. Who knows, even me, I might come here and I apologize to government and I say, I'm sorry, all along I was saying you kidnapped this person, but now we have found out he is hiding in this country. So I apologize for saying you abducted him and yet he's in another country. So we want to get that information now that it is coming from a government official. So is that the position of government? Thank you.
Well, yes, and yes. Thank you. That's you, the viewers. Yes, for keeping with us on African Reports. We believe we're being impactful to you. A topic of discussion today is just we're looking at the recent abductions in Uganda, where people are mysteriously being kidnapped by law enforcing agents, and then it's really mysterious. But with me, I'm with Bwana Eddie Cool, the man, Masoga, and actually sometimes it confuses me. Mr. Eddie Cool,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, how many languages do you speak?
Oh, quite a number. In Uganda, I learned quite a number of languages. When we grew up, especially in Ginger. Ginger is like United Nations. It has so many tribes. So, and we could speak every other language. Kakwa, Kinubi, Langia, Acholi, Luganda, Runyankole, Mteso, Swahili, Lusoga. Those are coming from our places, yes. So, and to us as we grew up was to be a Ugandan, you must be able to communicate to every Ugandan in every language that they understand better. That was the thing. So
I like the way you answer questions. You always you've never given me a definite answer. I just needed to know the numbers in terms of language, but then I'll take it very easy. The first time I had an account with him, we're speaking Luganda. He's a man from Busoga, Edikulu Ngobi, and I just love that. But I like the fact that you're multilingual. But let's dig into the corridors of power, and this time around we're looking at the abductions in Uganda.
As we begin this, when will we ever have a discussion in a local language, either Lusoga or Luganda? Because quite a number of people, the people who I would rather think would wish to get this information, they speak local languages, not English.
Okay, I think the day I'll take off this coat and you take off that coat, we shall go indigenous. But
I would kind of request you that, or request yes, that at some point let's try and have an engagement in a local language.
This is a decision not made by me, but the viewers are the ones who just make a comment, and then you say, should we go with our local language or we should go with English?
Yes.
So I leave this to the viewers, please. which language you best feel we could communicate. Yes, I'm certain with Danish. I'm certain with English. I'm certain with Luganda. Lusoga, I can hear. Kiswahili, I can hear. To mention but a few. But let's dig into our topic of discussion. Yes, it's
Yeah.
an issue of abductions in Uganda. Mr. Eddie Cool,
Yes. Yes.
um, is the regime learning something or they're forgetting totally everything they promised? Because as they claimed to look at a change which was coming way back in 1968, in 1986, where they promised a fundamental change, issues like this wouldn't have happened. Unfortunately, this is seeming to be a myth. Mr. Eddie Cole, is NRM just, should we look at it as something which is learning nothing and forgotten everything?
Now,
What's your account on these abductions, relating them to the previous regimes in line with the current situation?
let's try to take it this way.
Mm,
NRM is not is a person, not a group of people, but is a
mm,
person. It's a family thing. Apparently, this is what it has turned into. If NRM was the NRM, the original NRM as it was, we wouldn't be witnessing all this. If we had that original NRM, uh, which was which was a system, we would Museveni would not be president by now. If we had that original NRM, today Uganda would be by far a happier country than what it is right now. What is
mm,
happening? What is happening is
mm.
uh, um, Museveni is fighting so hard to stay in power,
Wow.
such that whatever he does right now is not for the good of the country. It doesn't matter. Right now, it's the end justifies the means. When you talk about learning and not learning,
Mm,
this Museveni and others went to the bush. They claim about their abductions that used to happen during Obote's time, Amini's time, and whatever. So they claim that they came to bring sanity to stop those kind of abductions. But here, right now in Uganda, there are
mm.
no arrests. There is the word arrest has turned into abduction. The word arrest, I think, must even go away from the vocabulary in Uganda. Yeah, yes,
Mm.
because people are not arrested; they're just abducted. Others are kidnapped because where it's say kidnapped, they even then they find themselves in basements. They find them others we can't even government cannot account for them after kidnapping them. There's
Mm,
the Kibalamas, the missing persons of NUP supporters. About 18 of them are missing. Government is quiet. They're asking them where are these people. Nobody is talking and nobody can answer. Recently, there is a one Sam Mugumia who was an FDC guy. Now is a PP. The fellow had just come back to the country. He's been going through a lot. He was in about 8 years, I think, or even more years, in prison in Zaire. But when he came back home, he thought he would come back home and stabilize, look after share something with his family.
mm,
He ended up being kidnapped. We don't know. Nobody knows where he is, and nobody can explain. You know, what does that tell you? It does not tell you that you guys are not learning. Mr. Seven and this whatever, they are very fearful. They are very weak right now. The only way they can stay in power is to
mm,
suppress others, instill fear, forgetting that they are making the situation worse. Let me tell you, and
mm.
if Mr. Seven or anybody around them can hear this, they are making the situation worse. They kidnap me, they kidnap you, they kidnap another, some other person is going to come up. And they're not going to kidnap everybody. At a point in time, Even those they are sending to kidnap or to do this work for them, they will get tired. They say, but why should I continue doing this really? I'm doing it to my people. They will,
Mm.
they will sober up because even the people who are doing this, it's not Museveni himself. No, it's not the CDF himself doing it, though he boasted sometime that he had somebody in his basement speaking Runyankole, teaching him Runyankole. And that was thuggish. A CDF would, and a general must be respected person who commands respect, who would be coming out once in a while to speak, you
True.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mm.
not all the time. He's around everywhere talking about nonsense, talking about women, talking about this and that. I'm going to arrest you. He's everywhere. He's warning people. He's the police. He's everything. Those ones are, and
Mm.
issuing threats. We've never had a CDF like that one. And the generals, we've had generals like um, Tinyefunza. Those were generals. I'm telling you, there was our neighbor in Kololo, Tinyefunza.
Mm.
We had the Tinyefunza, we had Mugisha Muntu. We were neighbors. Mugisha Muntu, when he was army commander, was staying the other side. Tinyefunza was staying somewhere on Elizabeth. But these were generals. They were not making noise anywhere. You couldn't find them anywhere making noise or issuing threats. You know, when Mugisha Muntu or Tinyefunza would meet you at his gate, the best you could do is to say, hello, do you need help? He wouldn't say much. Then he would walk into his side. He would be driven into his what? His home or get out. And even the soldiers who were guarding them, they would respect people because they feared, they respect their bosses. But right now, the kidnaps going on. Those ones are signs of a falling system, a failing government. And this is not a government per se right now, because
Mm.
in a government you do things systematically. A government has arms of government, but right
Yeah.
now there is only one arm of government, and that's Museveni. He does everything, he controls everything, and everybody is running to him. He decides whatever he wants. He appoints, of course, his son is a CDF, the family members are in government. The Bakos, the Rabogos are getting a lot of money here and there. They even start quarreling against themselves. I had one time the CD Muhozi came out and said Rabogo is the biggest thief because he got, I think, a lot of money, and he was worried why did the Moko get a lot of this money. Now you can imagine all this, and nothing has ever been done. Now, when you talk about the
Mm.
abductions are telling you the government is weak. It's only a weak government that will abduct people.
Let me ask something. Was it also evident in the previous regimes? Because I'm trying to ask something little. Relate this to the previous regimes.
Mm.
Um, has NRM learned something? Was it also, their apex to the downfall? Are we
No,
seeing the same almost happening?
you know,
Because back in the days, we've heard of the Panda Gali, we've heard of actually very many people really disappeared mysteriously like that. So I want you to give us a connection between the two,
let me
the
tell you.
recent and the previous.
Let me
Is
tell
there
you.
anything? Mhm.
Let me tell you this. During Amin's regime, I was a very young boy. I cannot say so much, but I just used to hear things that people were saying. During Obote's regime, I was a little bit, at least of some age. Obote too. At least I was of some age. I could see things,
Mhm.
you know. These panda guys came in, they were looking for rebels, the Museveni group who were in the bush when they were in town. They are the ones who caused the panda guys. Uh, the panda guard were not around because of political dissent, politicians. No, there's
Mm.
no politician that was abducted or kidnapped during Obote II's regime. The only looking for these people who were in the bush. So rumor would come up that abayekera, but there's some bayekera there around town. So there would be that rumor. So they would come and round up some in some places, and which is true. Some of them used to come. Now, in a world all over, a government that does not listen to its people and it uses force in everything, that government is weak. And it's not a government. What is a government? A government has at least three arms of government, three arms. It has the judiciary, the legislature, and then the cabinet. But we even forget to say there are four. Then the public, the people, the nationals. But today in Uganda, there are no nationals. No, they don't talk. They don't decide. They don't decide on anything. The judiciary was actually today, the judiciary was turned into military courts. They order them on what to do. This is why you see this is why you see the so-called the infamous military court which used to take place in Makindye. Is very silent and nobody is even caring as they put that they wanted to reinstate it, to put it back. You know? After the court ruling. But today, then they realized we can even use these very courts, turning them into military courts. You know, what the judiciary is doing right now, you don't even call them judiciary. It's not where you go and get justice, especially if you're a politician. There are certain things that they do or they are doing that are inexplicit. You can't deny a man bail for a couple of times. And here is a man who has really been around and arrested so many times, jailed so many times. There is no one case that he has ever been charged. I'm talking about Dr. Kano Kizza Besigye. Been arrested so many times, but tell me which case was he charged where he was successfully prosecuted?
For record, there's nothing like any case.
But do you know how many cases? Do you know how many times he has been put in jail?
Actually, for a record, he's the man who has been over.
Yesterday during a meeting, I don't know whatever, but it was for the Radical Bar, Uganda Law Society. The Minister of Internal Affairs comes out and tells people, even the Minister of Internal Affairs does not know the charges against his colleague, the incarcerated Kizza Besigye. He was telling the Attorney General, tell us, what did this man do? Charge him. You can't keep somebody for 8 months into jail, into prison, incarceration, without him being charged. Even the public, they don't know his case. What did he commit? What did he do? You know, this is because they wanted to put him in this other kangaroo court, the military court, whereby they would decide everything on orders. Fanya, do this, do this, do this, do that. But right now, when things tables turn, and they're saying, no, look here, let's try in the normal courts. Although right now, they also civil courts in courts. You know, they're civil in courts because they're working on orders. You know, they're working on orders. You've seen how this man, Justice Baguma, has been behaving. He's been he's behaving like a captain under orders from the colonel. You know, some commander somewhere is giving him orders. Do this, don't do that, do this. What he's doing is nothing that shaming himself. It's not what the judiciary would be doing. Now, when you leave the judiciary, come to parliament, the legislature. Do we have a parliament? Do we have a legislature? Are they important? What value are they adding to Ugandans vis-a-vis the amount of money they are getting?
But I thought, Honorable, the opposition leader, um, Senyonyi, is doing the grateful here. He's in parliament. He has echoed this. Isn't he doing something?
Senyon is doing things. He's just talking. You know what we call a talk about the scarecrows? It's not effective. The other time we had it over on the mic when the speaker said he was busy communicating to to the government chief whip, eh, telling them, "Don't ashame me. These Bagandas, do you have numbers more than the Bagandas?" She said that in parliament, and we had it on the microphone. She will never erase it, whatever she does. She will never. And here is a speaker who calls Museveni is either the father, yes,
The son.
the son, and he swears in Museveni's name, and that is the
So,
speaker.
Bwana Edikul, by your lenses on how you look at issues,
Mm.
are there some common factors or patterns that emerge from these incidences with this regime? Do you see some patterns? Do you really see that, I mean, how do these abductions, I mean, align with the broader political and security context in Uganda? Is there any threat by the regime? Do we see it being, fostered to happen?
Can
Is
you
the
can you rephrase that question? I'm not really getting you.
how do you see these abductions align with the broader political and security context in Uganda?
They are causing insecurity. They don't know what they are doing. If they knew, they wouldn't be doing it. Because the more they oppress the people, the more they
Mm,
abduct people, people are going to fight back at some point in time. People will go and raid police stations. People will go and raid military installations because they will have no choice. Here is the thing. In military, which military I know a little bit about it, but even when you're fighting, or even when you're killing a snake, if a snake is in your house, when you're beating a snake in your house, you don't close the door.
yeah.
You don't close the door. What am I saying? Leave some space, breathing space for it to run. And when it runs, leave it. Don't run after it. But here is a situation that Ugandans are not being given. Every breathing space, angle or space is being taken away. Now, when they will have no breathing space, they will fight back. I'm telling you this, it's just a matter of moment. These people think they have a lot of power, they have a lot of arms, they are trained the army, which army they will say they are professionalizing, they were
Mm.
personalizing, busy personalizing it. Just like it was. Did you read this book? If we go back, Animal Farm, the book of.
Oh yeah, animal from yeah.
Remember this guy who took the dogs and trained them to protect them, the puppies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What are you
Uh,
seeing today? What are you seeing?
Actually, when you look at exactly what's really happening, it's animal farm in Uganda.
Absolutely, you
Yeah,
don't need anything. Tell
that book
somebody
actually echoes exactly what's really happening.
you
And
want to.
unfortunately, towards the end, we're seeing everything turning upside down.
That is Animal Farm right now. The story of Uganda right now is Animal Farm. You look at people like now Anita Among, the speaker, and you sympathize with her. She thinks she's the golden girl. She is not. There are others who have been there before. Eh? She's
Mm.
not. Jacqueline Mbabas was very powerful. Where is she? Jacqueline Mbabas was very powerful. and she was part of the struggle. But if Juanita Mongo cannot ask herself, where is Jacqueline Mbabazi?
The super minister himself, the
Jacqueline,
husband.
the wife, and even the super minister himself, where is he? They were the architects of the revolution, of the NRM thing, the NRA thing. They were part of it. They were. They are the backbone of quite a number of things. Eh? Honorable Mbabazi was not just a super minister, but he was into the thing for a very long, right from the drawing board when they were living in which place was it called? Västerås, in Västerås in Sweden. Yes, they were living together and they planned the things. But where are they? If this man has managed to eat up all his people that he was with, if you want to understand the whole situation very well, look back and ask, where are his generals that he came back with from the bush? Where are his colleagues that he started this revolution with? Where are they? Why is he surrounded by only these new boys, the Kabandas, the others, the new one, these fellows from nowhere? How come? That tells you how things are going. And for any Ugandan to think things are moving on very well or things will stabilize very soon, no. They are going to get worse before they stabilize. And it's going to take Ugandans themselves to get out of the comfort zones, to go on the streets and say enough is enough. Because the abductions are so, as we're talking about here, they're abducting one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. And in the end, they're abducting everybody. Now, when others, a time is going to come where others are going to say, now that they're abducting everybody, they're abducted source, let's also go and be abducted. They also go to face them and say, okay, we are here, abductors. You know, there are some moments whereby we've seen people, the first people with guns, because they don't have, no, it's because they don't have a choice. Not because they want to. And when some people, we talk about these things, some people say we are anti-government. No, we want the government. We are not anti-government. What about those government who are anti-Ugandans? Who is better? Anti-Ugandan or anti-government? This government itself is anti-Ugandan. Huh? I'm telling you, most of the people who support these things are anti-Ugandans. They don't love Uganda. But if you love your country, you will want peace in your country. You will not be supporting all this to go back in what they said in the dark day. Not going, by the way, the trajectory, things should be changed. We must not say going back to the darker days. Those days were even brighter than now. Those days were even better. There was light. They were brighter than now. Uganda right now is in darker days already. You know, because the abductions are just too much, and they abduct for no good reason. How do you abduct somebody because they parade?
And then, Mr. Eddie, Mr. Eddie,
inform them if they have a problem. This politician is not a small man. A politician has a lot of followers, but even a man is small or small. Nobody has a family. This person tell Mr. Chagula, Mr. Alex, go invite them, and have issues with you. Come.
Yes, I think we're getting some internet interruption from my guest, and I think he'll be coming back as soon as possible. It wasn't of his own liking, but to the viewers, just say thank you for being with us and always being patient with us. It's a political, gymnastic we're in, and then we're looking at an overview of the recent abductions in Uganda. Lots of people been missing, and unfortunately, we're seeing, the government is also involved in this, where at times they keep on denying, and then later these people manifest or surface in different law forces, different facilities, and then later they're presented in court when they're probably injured. I mean, probably beaten, which leaves lots of questions with, you know, um, we, the onlookers. In Uganda, we say umuntu wa wansi remains scared. What's really happening? But the question also comes back to us: are these people really learning something, or they've totally forgotten everything? I remember in my history, back in the days, they used to talk about, new bottles. I mean, new wine in old wine in new bottles, should we say. The NRM regime is just acting like the previous regimes, that is just a mere you know old wine in new bottles. So this leaves lots of issues to deal with. I remember in the last previous discussion, we ended up by saying something very little. Let's promote our country productively. Let's promote our country with a passion, with love. But then, what's failing us, most of us, is the country. Our politicians. You're failing us because you can't adapt people. People, they always come out and then, they let their pain out there, and this won't give a proper image to the tourism industry, or even a name won't be depicted well. But we leave this to the government to do something very productive, so that they can do something very uh, nice to change. But my guest is back again. Yes, Bwana Eddie, you once again welcome. I think right now you're fully aligned well with your internet. But as we go into your submission, let's have something little, and then we see what is the stakeholders. I mean, the government itself saying, and is
No,
it doing something positive or not? But before we go into that,
no.
Mr. Adi, I just wanted to know something very little here, because you talked about these law enforcers. Eddie, are you there? Mr. Eddie, are you there?
I'm listening. I'm here.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
yes. You
around.
talked about the law enforcers, and then you say that whenever you're doing something, at least let an outlet so that people are not really affected. But I guess also these law enforcers
No,
are encountering different challenges. What are some of the challenges that these law enforcers or the agencies face while addressing this issue of abductions? For example, you saw the spokesperson of UPDF. Don't What are some of the challenges they're encountering while they're that smile is doing injustice to my question. So, okay, I'll let you answer that.
I sympathize with the uh, general, I don't know, Major General, whatever, Felix Kraije.
Yeah,
He's in a very, very precarious situation. He's a landman, by the way, well informed, but he's
true. Yeah.
being made to be a fool. Let me tell you. Do you
Mm.
remember some days when we were young? There was this man who was moving around town, dressed like, we used to call him Dikula.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
remember?
yeah. Mm.
Dressed in
I
very,
know.
very funny things.
Yeah, yeah.
Dikula. Do you remember those days?
You true. Yeah. Mm, mm,
Huh?
mm, mm. Yeah.
That man, this was the man with this was the man with a family at home, a family, wife and children, and going to school. But he was looking for money. It was because of the economy. You know, it was because of the economy. He was looking for money.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah.
this man, Kulaije, is not saying what he would have rightly said if in his rightful capacity. No,
Mm-hmm.
and you sympathize with him. He's a landman, but he's talking like a dikula, you know. He just moves around and he doesn't care whatever he says. And when you ask him direct questions, he gets agitated. He gets very angry. This is why they don't like a person like Mufumbiro, because Mufumbiro put directly questions to them, tells them how things are. So they get irritated. But here is the thing. When we talk about our castigate Mr. Museveni's government and Mr. Museveni, I think we need to sympathize with Mr. Museveni and his government.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've been giving it thinking, a thought. Mr. Museveni would not this we would not be where we are if we had serious guidelines in place. But the 1995 Constitution did not do us justice. It was a personal document. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you have a situation like a situation like that one, why should we really cry so much about Mr. Museveni and his government, whatever they are doing? I think the best thing we would do is to sympathize with them because they have a lot of powers. Which powers, if the Constitution was a serious document stipulating quite a number of things, and then we wouldn't be having all these problems. But right now, the man can do whatever they want to do. You know,
Mm-hmm.
do you know when some people are alone or you go to the bathroom? When somebody goes to the bathroom, it's so free that in the bathroom you'll do whatever you want to do, dance in the mirror, dress naked, do whatever you want to do, because you have all the freedom to do all that. But
Yeah.
you come out in public or where there are people and do that, you know. So that is where we are, and we must sympathize with him and his others. He has a family and he has so many children, by the way. He has a family and you say, okay, let me do these things because after all, I have leeway. You know, I have leeway. It is going to take Ugandans to wake him up and tell him, hey, look here, mister, you are naked. Because he's busy dancing naked. To him, he thinks he's in the bathroom, he's alone. He's looking into the mirror and he's just seeing himself alone. Nobody else is telling him, hey, what you're doing is wrong.
Right us back to
I don't know
my
if I get my point
area
now.
of discussion. What are
You
these
know,
the challenges the law enforcers are facing? Like
it's
Croatia.
it's a
I think.
our connection is not good. Come again? Can you
I
say that
was
again?
just saying that right us back to the area of reflection. What are the law enforcers, the challenges they're facing right now in
Yeah.
addressing this? What are these challenges the law enforcers are facing while they're trying to address these abductions in Uganda?
No, the law enforce the law, the law enforcers. These are the fellows who are abducting people. They were trained like those puppies were trained. You remember in animal farm, they were trained to be to protect the first family, to protect the regime. Whatever orders they give them, good or bad orders, they have to go and take them. You know. So to them, it's not their thinking. This is why you see they are very brutal. You get my point. They are very
Yeah,
brutal in their actions. So those are the challenges they have. They are being given orders, which orders are very wrong, but grossly wrong, but they have to carry them out. And then there are some of them who even really enjoy them. They think to them it's very they are very safe. To some of them, they think they are very safe. You know, it's like escorting a lion to go and hunt. When a lion goes to hunt, you escort it. You forget that when the lion reaches and he doesn't get the prey, it's you it's going to eat. But these people forget that the lion is going to eat them at some point in time. You know, the lion is going to eat them at some point in time because they will be the only people remaining, the only food that prey that is around. And this is very true. Many of them have gone in mysterious ways anyway. That much we know. Mayombo went, Nyakairima went, Inan Kazini went, and the person who killed, they say killed Kazini is a lady. By the way, I knew the lady, I traveled with her one time on the plane. But Lydia,
wow.
And now, those are challenges that those would be law enforcers. But right now, they are not law enforcers. And we should not call them law enforcers now. No, those are working for the institution. They're working for the Kabul. They're working for the regime. They're not working for the nation. Law enforcers are national. They work for the nation, for the country. And if they come to arrest you,
yes,
as I told you, as I rightly told you last time, before they arrest you, they read you Miranda's rights. But in Uganda, nobody's going to tell you their rights when they're arresting you. This is what General Kaindo Tafiro was talking about. He said, you as well, when you go to arrest them, the pass. What could be the problem? Are you back?
Yes, you're live, and I could see you're using
Sorry?
another. Yes, I'm with you, brother.
Are you with me?
I'm with you. You can continue.
Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you. Yes, I'm with you. Yes,
Hello?
Eddie. We totally hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, please. We hear you properly.
No, yeah. So, we need to sympathize with each other. So instead of fighting the people who are doing all these funny things, very dangerous things, heinous things to Ugandans, we need to sympathize with them because they have a leeway. They have a leeway. If there was a constitution, if there was a government, if there was a system, a tight system to guide them, they wouldn't be doing all this. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I seriously sympathize with the President Museveni. Mr. Museveni, I really sympathize with him because nothing can stop him to do whatever he wants to do. If somebody can come and say, let me go and defecate on State Square, he can do it because nobody is going to stop him. And he has done that anyway.
Yes, Bwana Eddie, in that sympathy, let's get a rider here very small, and then we see if you in that sympathy you're giving to the gentleman, the president, let's have something little, and then we see the way forward. You give an account of that.
You can call it a group of 5.
All right.
I urge Robert Kyagulanyi, or whatever you call him. Is it Bobby Wine?
Hello?
I urge that young man to relax. I want to promise Bobby Wine that in the next general elections, I will personally campaign for him. he is a good guy and he can make a very good president of Uganda.
In Uganda, there are now two political blocks. There is one block has NRM, has DP, that group has UPC, that group has FGC, that group has DF. You can call it a group of 5. I am the one telling you. That is a big block, and it is the biggest block. You'll have President Museveni, you'll have Norbert Mao, you'll have Mpuga seated there, you'll have Nandala Mafabi, you'll have Jimmy Akena, probably you'll have Bidandi Sali's group, it will probably have Asuman Basalirwa, you will also have MK and his group also there. Forget about the Bubadi. In the Bubadi, people talk on TV, but now me, I'm telling you that that's a group of 5. Now, the other group that does not believe in cooperation, we call them regime change fundamentalists. We call them the Agende group. That group is very poisonous. They have Busagwa. And there's need to remove the poison from their politics. Because the poison in their politics means they cannot be trusted with power. Power is not for everyone. That's why I said the transition will not be based on elections.
Tried in a court, condemned that message should be tried in a court, condemned or absorbed is a right. It's a right. So when you the department falls under you. DPP is under Chiwanuka. Honestly, keeping a man in jail for 8 months, and you say he's guilty. You've not told us what it is. Tell us. Yes, I know he could be guilty as hell, but for as long as we don't know what he has done or not done, for us as laymen, in the court of public opinion, he's innocent. In the court of public opinion, he's innocent until you present him before us and you tell us what he has done. And all the others. No citizen should be incarcerated without fair trial. I've told you this. You may hate me, you may like it. That's up to you. As far as I'm concerned, nothing lost, nothing gained. Bye-bye.
Yes, Bwana Eddie, you've seen that, the rider in a way. Museveni, like the way you say, the president of Uganda, you sympathized with him. That is really in a sorry state as per now. And when it comes to Mao, according to that rider, you feel he's so bitter and he's in another category when you come to animal farm. And he's looking at, the noob, those who have been abducted in Nope as, he's looking entirely at the party as poisonous party. And when it comes to Otafire, I'll summarize his talk as one who is really bitter with whatever is really happening. And all these people we're talking about, they're in the regime. If I may say, they're stakeholders who are in the governance. And that's their response when it comes to areas connected to that. Mostly when it comes to Otafire, he's really so bitter about it. Do you really think that what he's saying is just trying to, create icing, sugar, but is not really touching the core?
No, Otafire is the last general standing, the last man standing. And but whatever he says, it has no impact. He's just around also. He's just
Is
around.
it too late?
Very late. Very late. Because if he's saying if he meant what he was saying, he's the Minister of Internal Affairs. But he can't order police. He cannot even make a reshuffle in the police. He's the Minister of Internal Affairs. He can't make a reshuffle in the police. Can he? So if you can't even make a reshuffle in the police, you can't order the police to do not to do something or to do something. Then who are you? He's just there. That's what I'm
Maybe
feeling.
he's a Muslim. You know, Muslims have a
Now,
saying that if you
now,
want, you don't. If you hate something, I mean, if you
now,
don't like something, you either hate it, remove it, or talk about it. But he's doing something at least.
no, no, he's also just there. As I'm saying, he's only just there. He's nothing. He's a nobody. If he was somebody, he would make directions. He would direct, but he cannot direct. Now, who is he? He can't do anything just like any other minister. He's just like the other ministers. The only thing he can do is to put up a fight when they're asking him the loot, like the one of the land he grabbed for the national agricultural farm in
Ginger.
Kayunga,
Oh,
in
Kayuga, yeah.
Jinja, yes. Yeah, those are the only things he can talk about, and he can put up some fight and whatever. But he cannot even direct police on what to do. He can't send out a circular to police ordering them anything. No, he can't. So that one is just there. This why he's telling you even he doesn't even know why people are being arrested. Because he would be the person to come and tell the police that, look here, you people, I don't want A, B, C, D. Don't do it. Don't arrest people without cases, without doing prior investigations or finding out information
But these
about
are
them before you
incidences,
arrest.
these are incidences which are really happening, and they're really giving a bad image to the country at large. And the media is there to play, and then it's trying to, showcase all this. You mean the government doesn't feel this? What has the government done, at least to curb these abductions which they're doing?
But I don't know if you're getting. Maybe you're forgetting. We don't have a
I'm not
government. We
forgetting,
have a.
but these are questions that, and someone else back will be asking, hasn't the
Mm.
government done something?
If there was a government, these things will not even be happening right now.
I drop
But
my guess.
the three arms of government are not there. So that question, I think, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Hold water.
It cannot.
So if the three
Yeah.
arms of government are not
Now
impactful, take me to the
look,
fourth
look
arm of
at
government. Mhm.
look at this man. What Norbert Mao is saying. Norbert
Mhm.
Mao. Let me use his very words. Norbert Mao is a fool. He's a fool. He's an idiot. He's paid to be a fool. He's paid to be an idiot. He's a useless idiot or a useful idiot. Actually, he's a useful idiot. Those are his very words he used to use some time back, telling people that who work with Museveni are fools, are useless, are useful idiots, are what they don't have brains. He used so many words that. By the way, he grew up in Ginger, though I don't remember seeing him. I think I saw him a few times. But he grew up in Ginger. But people in Ginger have brains. But Mao's brains right now are away. I wish it was like Kadaga. Because Kadaga says no. This is why Museveni does not like her right now. You know? Right now, he thinks he arrived. Mao thinks he arrived. Now that he arrived, he should do, he goes and talks like them. You know? He's going and talking like them. So right now he thinks he arrived. That's not the Mao of yesterday. That's not what Mao would say when he was the guild president. That's what not Mao would say about 4-5 years back when he was the president of DP. And by the way, there is something that is not told.
Mm.
Um, these people, there is a lot of fear. They are threatened. Now, they are given two things. You know what a mafia does? The mafia will persuade you by promising you money, giving it to you, or even threaten your life. And when they threaten your life, they know all about you. They know your family, they know your children, they know your bank account. Now, what this government does, that's what it does. When it recruits you, you must sign up to do every data thing that they tell you to do. You sign up to lose your brains, to be stupid, to be an idiot, to be a fool. You sign up to do so many things, higher things even to your family. Because the Mao of yesterday is not the Mao of today. What he's saying, calling others poisoners, but he was poisoned himself some years ago. He was being called the poison, the way he used to talk. That man has, he can shoot with his mouth. He used to talk and we thought he was talking sense. But because now he arrived, he's eating, he's moving in a four-wheel car, it's with AC, he has soldiers around, he has money, he has, not the hungry one of yesterday who was think about how am I going to feed my family. He has a living car, not the one who used to go the front line. You get
Eddie, there is this statement which they always say that whose bread I eat is whose song I sing.
You go on a, yeah, that is true.
So I think it's very evident with now.
We have we have that problem, and right now the most dangerous people we have are the John come lately. Those from the Anita Monk from FDC. Very dangerous. She wants to work and show that she's really working to be accepted. Then there's Mao. He's the minister of.
But to be accepted, does it really need to cost? Does it really have to cost also the civilian?
Come again?
I'm trying to mean, yes, she has to be accepted, but does it really have to be at the cost of the civilians in terms of abductions?
Yes. But all that goes back to what I told you. If we had a governing document, a guiding document that called the Constitution, and a strong one, I mean, we wouldn't be having all this. This is why sometimes you want to sympathize with Seven, because he's free. He can do what. Let me be very candid. What if now you see how Mao is behaving?
Yeah.
Before he was busy criticizing, but right now there he thinks he arrived. He's with them. He also behaves like them. Now tomorrow, if you gave that presidency as it is today to any other person, even beat Chagulanyi, the way it is, my friend, will be chaos. I'm telling you, we need serious reforms. Right now, we don't even need to hold elections. What you're gonna need are reforms, serious reforms. We need a constitution, a strong governing document. We wouldn't mind who becomes the president, whether it's Mohozi, whether it's Natasha, whether it's Mao, whether it's who, so long as we have a strong guiding constitution or a strong guiding document. Ugandans wouldn't bother because somebody would not mess up. Somebody will not behave as if he's alone in a room in a toilet. Somebody will try to do things in a sane manner, but right now these people are insane. Whatever they are doing is obscene. You can't start abducting people and torture. Ugandans are just like toys now, baby toys. So if they get you, somebody does whatever they want to do to you, who cares? Who is going to question them?
Bwana Eddie.
This is why I say we need to sympathize with them. Because if it's anybody else, People like Kadaga who wanted to help them to shape things, they threw her out. Because she's tell Museveni sometimes and tell him, no, let's not do this. But he doesn't want people again to help him. He wants people like Anita Mong who say, yes, yes, yes. You want this? I can even do it better. You know, no, you want to do this. How we want? No, no, no. We can even, you know, we should get a longer rope. That rope we were getting is very short. We should get a longer rope.
Okay, yes, to the viewers, we are with Afro-Dem reports, and then we're looking into the the political lenses as
So
we go into these dynamics.
so
Then Bwana Eddie Cool a little bit
we
as we look into these, the overview of the recent abductions in Uganda. Yes, at least we could get your view, your perception, you the viewers. Yes, with us online, we're having Ananona. Yes, she's using Luganda, and then
so
she's saying that Ananona is saying that
there is
nange
a
nsaba kunkyazako
there
Mr.
is
Yes,
a something
Ananona,
I want to say.
Ananona, Eddie, a minute, please. Yes, Ananona, I think we had the first encounter in our introductory bit of it where the guest was trying to ask, should we do this show in Luganda or we do it in English or we do it in another language? Naye nga bw'ogambye osaba kukyazaako, yes, oli ku kituufu, I'll send you the encounter. But if you really need to have a discussion with us, is just make a comment then so that you can also be visible, and then you give us your take on this topic of discussion. But today it's an issue of these recent abductions of Ugandans or civilians by the government law enforcers, which is really being so toxic and is giving a bad name to the country. But with me, I'm with Bwana Eddie Cool, and for you, the guests, we only recommend one little thing. Just let us know where you're watching from, and then give us your take on this topic of discussion, and then we shall be seeing where we are going. Yes, Brother Eddie, you've belittled the three arms of government, and where does it leave the media itself? My question here is very simple: has media really played its role when it comes to this area of showcasing incidences like this? And two, which challenges has the media encountered when it comes to this issue? So has it done enough? Has it encountered challenges, or we need to, to revise what we have to do? Bwana Eddie, back to you. Yes, Eddie.
You see, um, Smugi, where
Yes.
Uganda is right now, before we even ask particular questions, where is Uganda right now?
I think let's one Eddie. I think your internet is really interrupting you. But would you be
Uganda
okay
is
if you
really
just yes, Eddie?
now
Can you
under
sign
military rule,
out?
expect to have democracy, to have in the heads of to expect to have a military, and then also have political parties. They can't coexist. You see, they cannot
Yes, Eddie.
coexist.
I think Eddie. Eddie, please.
This
I
is
think
why the
we're
military
missing.
is saying, no, you don't have space here. This is our space. And even this that is not going to. There's not going to be no election. How are you going to elect? Are you going to elect in a military? How do you elect in a military situation?
Yes, I think we're missing the point from Eddie. He is going to sign in again, and then we see his account later. But let's have just a little bit of a commercial break. and then we come back with Bwana Eddie, and then yes, in Fujia, because we are missing the break points we're getting from him. But yes, let's do like this. Let's just have a little commercial break from the techno side, and then we come back with Bwana Eddie in Fujia, and then we have his take on the media, if it has really played a great role when it comes to the way these adoptions have been done. But as for now, let's just have a short one, and then we come back with Eddie.
Is an institute designed to prepare students for rewarding careers in the vibrant hospitality industry. Copenhagen International Institute of Catering and Hotel Management is here to provide a solid foundation for Ugandans in catering, hotel management, knowledge and skills required to excel in various hospitality sectors. Our courses are designed by industry professionals to ensure that students learn from the best to create well-rounded graduates. We offer practical training and internships to students using state-of-the-art equipment which is used all over the world to prepare our learners for jobs both locally and internationally. We are located in Kisasi on Bahai Road, 8.7 kilometers from Kampala city center. Copenhagen International Institute of Catering of Uganda is an institute designed to prepare students for rewarding careers in the vibrant hospitality industry. Copenhagen International Institute of Catering and Hotel Management is here to provide a solid foundation for Ugandans in catering, hotel management, knowledge and skills required to excel in various hospitality sectors. Our courses are designed by industry professionals to ensure that students learn from the best to create well-rounded graduates. We offer practical training and internships to students using state-of-the-art equipment which is used all over the world to prepare our learners for jobs both locally and internationally. We are located in Kisasi on Bahai Road, 8.7 kilometers from Kampala city center. Copenhagen International Institute of Catering and Hotel Management.
Yes, they're doing a great work, Copenhagen International Institute. They're located in Kampala, Kisasi, and the CEO, is the $1 million party. This gentleman is called Wajala Joseph, and is the CEO of this institution. And he's really doing wonders back home, providing, employment and also enlightening our students or the Ugandans by informing them. So basically, he's doing a great job, and I think we could recommend everyone abroad in the diaspora at least be impactful back home, and then at least do a service at some moment. If you're not investing for yourself, at least invest in others in a way. Mr. Wajala Joseph is doing two in one. He's investing in himself, but then again also investing into the country itself. One, it pays taxes. Two, is enlightening or is educating our students back home, and then also providing employment. So at least I'll say viva viva to Bwana Wajala. I think one day we shall also bring him, and then we see how did he manage to make it. But it's recommended to at least people in the diaspora to do such things. Yes, I've seen also Eddie Cool has been doing also issues connected to that, and he had organizations where he not only he helped people back home, but also he brought others here to get another account when it comes to wisdom. Yes, Bwana Eddie Cool, once again, thank you very much for keeping it in touch with us, and the fact that you're back. Hey, I think we should also take it to this other phase two, where we're looking at the media itself. Has it done a great work? Has it promoted well? Has it promoted well? Has it played its role, cardinal role? When talk about the media playing its cardinal role, we're looking at the area of informing, area of edutaining. Yes, apart from entertainment, informing. It has to inform. It has to educate. It has to. It's another guideline when it comes to that area. Yes, Bwana Eddie, once again, you're welcome. By the time you left, we're on the issue of. By the time we left, you are the issue of the media, where I was trying to wonder if the media has played a great role when it comes to the recent abductions in Uganda. In questions where I wanted you to enlighten us in, has it encountered challenges while it's trying to do its job? Because you try to belittle all the three arms of government. That's when I had to bring in the fourth estate, where the media is standing still. Is media doing a great work when it comes to this? Back to you, Bwana Eddie.
No, it's not. They're facing a lot of challenges because the media is also victims. You saw what happened in Kawempe. They were beaten thoroughly. They're not allowed to report. You know, they are operating under very to do their best. You know, there is what we call investigative journalism. They will be reporting about, not report to them because for fear, you know, and those who could even give them information are not giving them information because they also fear. Everybody is under fear. You get my point? So the media, apart from social media, TikTok and whatever, anybody with a camera anywhere, those ones are at least doing something because they see things and they report immediately the way they are, as raw as they could be. Because could the media come out to report us what happened in Kololo to tell us about the money the sacks of money that were there? They didn't, and they've not even invited any of those people to come and talk about it because they fear. They also censored. You know, if they do report about anything, they will be closed. UCC will call them up and say, "Look here, we are closing you. We are getting away your license." You know, but these are business enterprises. Some of them, they have employees, they have a family, so they can't. I want to tell you, one time when I was at home, I went and bought a soda. When I bought a soda, I only realized in the soda before they could open it, there was a cockroach.
Wow.
There was a cockroach in the soda. So when I tried to take it up upon myself, and I was like, call it Luwaiz Waiz or Lugezi Gezi. I said, no, this can't happen. A company doing this, producing this, how does a fully fledged company produce sodas where there are cockroaches? So I went, I met the journalist from NTV. Now, when we met them somewhere in Kampala. I know which place is this? This is that arcade, Garden City. He had come to do some work. Then I told him, hey, look here. Now I see I have an issue I want to talk about. I showed him videos and photographs. He said, Mister, let me tell you, this one I can't. There are people yes, they put business. So if we report anything about them, then we will not have business. My boss will not. Now that's reporting things negatively about government or not reporting issues that government is torturing people, bring out those pictures live. That media house will not survive. So the journalists, just like any other person, any other institution, they're not doing. They have strong, serious challenges. They're not doing they're not doing what they have to do. You know, you need to sympathize with them. Actually, today they're also just surviving because the issue journalists, yes, they're just there to survive. They're not. If they cannot report, do investigative journalism to tell you how things are going. Look here. Sometime back, there was they expired drugs in the Ministry of Health. Yes, expired drugs. You know, but Journalists go and find them, but they can't report it. There's a lot they can't report because if they do, then they're in trouble. And that is exactly what happens in a dictatorship. You know? So let's agree, let's all accept that we're under captivity. We're in a dictatorship. And when you are in a dictatorship, there are certain things you can't do. This is a military thing. In a military thing, what else can you do apart from lying to yourself that, hey, we are going to vote? We're going to vote who? Vote out who? That we are going to parliament to legislate. Legislate what? Things are designed in the State House, are designed, cooked in Rakitura, in his sitting room, and the orders are given. Now, these, let me tell you what's going on. These are decrees dressed into acts of parliament, but they're just decrees. This is why you see, whenever there is a bill coming up in parliament, they call what they call an caucus to State House. They give them directives. They don't go to discuss. They are given directives. And all of them, they must adhere to directives given. That is all. Now, then afterwards, you say we are living into a democracy. And I don't see why we even have that parliament, because it's doing nothing. It's very useless apart from getting a lot of being a source of employment for so many.
Yes, Eddie. I have one thing.
Joel said he tries a lot. Do you remember what he tried when he tried about Uganda Airlines? Yeah. He tried a lot, and then we came to learn when the Uganda Airlines saga came up. They tried to gag him. He refused until the last minute. And Anita Among said, no, that one, forget about it. It's Potea. We're not going to discuss it.
Yes, Eddie.
It went public. So it's not a... So...
Yes, Mr. Eddie, in your worldview, I'm seeing that the three arms of government have done totally nothing. And the fourth estate, also the media, you feel it has no capacity to, to have that freedom to do its role in such areas like this. This leaves us now as civilians alone. So this is where someone would ask something very little, that how can then the community engage to play a role of preventing future, abductions like this? And then, in any case, what steps in the way you look at issues, what steps can be taken to raise awareness and educate the public?
The role should come up and force exert themselves.
Please come again. Wow. Yeah, the internet is doing injustice to us, but
no.
Come again, please.
Yeah. If I had what you asked about what Uganda should do, you ask Uganda should do right now circumstances. They need to liberate themselves from captivity. Ugandans need to fight back. They need to rise up and say, no, enough is enough. But if they don't do that, then it will continue. Ugandans must accept that everything is in their hands. This business of saying somebody, I see these boys and these chaps of Noop all the time. When somebody is kidnapped or something happens, they go to rush social media to write. Tell the people, look here, resist. People should start forming cells in their areas. They see those funny vehicles coming to abduct somebody. They should alert the people around, make some form of noise, make some alarm. Say, look here, these people have come. Let them fight back. Let them not allow them to take anybody. After all, they don't come in in big numbers, in platoons. They come about 10, about in 2 vehicles, whatever. Can't if people around there stop them? They say, no, 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 no. You can refuse them. Say, no, you are not taking nobody from here. They should tell us why they are taking this person. If they are taking him to police, we can take this person to police by ourselves. As simple as that.
As
Right now,
simple
it's for
as
the people
that,
to fight back, to say
as simple
no.
as that, as Mr. AD
No,
has
people
said,
should be
then
mobilized. The information should come. Look here. Information should come. Leaders should give people what to do, not just say we are going into elections. We're going. No, 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 no. Tell people what to do. These vehicles come to arrest somebody, resist. Resist. And if people can resist them, things are going to change. Tables will turn. When you resist, you ask them where you take this person. Because before, when this NRM, whatever, nobody could ever be arrested with LC chairperson. Else by then, they would ask where you taking this person and for what reason. If you are taking this person to police, okay, I'm going to bring him myself. The chairman could say, do that by then. They'll see one chairperson. But right now, nobody can. So this is why I'm saying now that the LC1 chairperson are not even there to do their job. Let people take it upon themselves to resist these abductions. When the people come, these fellows come, basule misam mumakubo and say you are not going anywhere, and they're not going to shoot all of them. No. So you'll find that it was going to be a challenge. You want to arrest somebody, come with an arrest warrant. You want to arrest so and so. Yeah? People, if people are given that kind of information that resist these fellows, today, when Right Honorable Kadaga was coming, the police was trying to stop those people from marching. The Basogas refused. They said, no, we are going to march. Now, there's an RDC. This guy is called. To him, he thinks he's one of them because he's an RCC. People told him of, said, no, your orders will not work. And the Basogas came out in droves to go and support and welcome Rebecca without stopping them. Now, this issue of abduction is a security threat to the country. It's a security threat because anybody can come and abduct. You will not know. Now we don't know where Sam Mugumya is. We don't know where Sam Mugumya is. Let politicians, these of political parties or whatever leaders, tell people resist anybody coming to pick anybody, so long as they are not in uniform.
Yes,
it's only people in police uniform. If they can come in police uniform, identify themselves, they talk to the LC1 chairman, they talk to the SO, they talk to the LC1 chairman, then they will take these people to go and answer questions or to go and be charged. Stopping these things, and by the way, it's only happening now mostly in Kampala and Jinja. Some areas, Kampala, Jinja, Kamwenge, whatever. But if Ugandans rise up and say no to abductions, they will stop because they will fear. We go there, we're going to be arrested by these people. And when you refuse them to take whoever they've come to pick, you arrest them. Take them to police when they're arrested. Let the Wananchi arrest these people and take them to police. At least whether police will release them or will do what, that will be different. After all, wananchi did
Yes, Eddie.
mchaka, most of them. They
Your
can handle
message
guys,
your message at least is really sounding
you
well.
know.
And what I'm learning, it takes me to the song of
And
Bwana Eddie, a minute.
in
I
law,
think your message.
constitution, it's constitution that I don't know which. But it's constitutionally provided that a citizen can any day when somebody breaks the law. So these fellows are breaking the law. So citizens, ask them. You know,
Eddie.
I think that one will work if our to defend themselves against injustice.
Yeah, it's one of these shows where the internet is sabotaging my guest, and
Citizens
then
must be vigilant. They should arrest
Eddie,
these people, take
if
them to
you
police.
mind, would love to first stop a bit,
It
and
will
then
stop. At least they will start doing it formally.
yes, Eddie.
How do you know
Is
that
it
you are going to come in the country and start? We have a problem with the internet.
definitely? Yeah, since we're having a internet problem, it's what a show which you thought could even be very smooth, but this interception is doing injustice to us. But your message has been properly delivered. This reminds me of one song of Bob Marley, where he says, "Get up,
Yeah.
stand up for the rights, and then get up, stand up, don't give up the fight." So that would be kind of the song I'll dedicate to all the Ugandans back home when it comes to issues connected to this. But like the way you've said it, if we've lost hope in the three arms of government, and the fourth estate is doing also almost, it's also teethless right now. It really doesn't have the media is not doing its rightful role. Then you leave no choice but anyway to just fight for yourself. But this takes me to what really happened to Nepal. Does it actually reflect to what is most likely to happen? Let's have a little bit of a check in the Nepal, what exactly happened, and then we shall get the view of Eddie Cool, and then we shall be calling it a wrap. But what was there was really not really so nice. But let's have it, and then we shall see what's really happening as we call it as an end.
Hit at speed, but then gets himself up. At least 20 people have now been killed in anti-corruption clashes in Nepal, with hundreds more injured.
Corruption! We are fighting against corruption! This is the motto of our protest, fighting against corruption!
High-velocity water cannon and tear gas were the weapons of choice for police against what organisers have dubbed the Gen Z protests. So how did this all start? Young people have been taking to the streets to rally against a government social media ban that saw the likes of Insta, X and TikTok taken away. This came after a Nepo Kid campaign put the spotlight on the lavish lifestyles of the children of politicians. But the problems run deeper. Youth unemployment is high across Nepal, and claims of government corruption are rife.
All the Nepalese citizens are fed up of corruption. Every youth are going outside the country, so we want to protect our youth and make the country's economy better. For that, we need a new youth, new power and new politicians who are well educated to move the country forward.
Under pressure, the government lifted the ban and the Prime Minister has now resigned. They had said after an emergency meeting on Monday that they made decisions to address the demands of Gen Z. But the government had justified the ban by saying they wanted to tackle fake news, hate speech, and online fraud, an argument young protesters just weren't buying.
Our demand and desire is for peace and to end corruption so that people can actually work and live back in the country. We will work to continue pressure on the government.
The clashes haven't stopped. Kathmandu's international airport suspended flights, and the former Prime Minister's residence has been ransacked by protesters. But with the indefinite curfew seemingly being ignored and protests spreading to other regions, anger towards the government shows no signs of letting up.
Yes, Bwana Eddie, that's exactly the message you're trying to echo to Ugandans to do. They should stand up and fight for their rights. It was done in Nepal, and then at least the regime has been taken down. Are you trying to recommend exactly what happened in Nepal? And then again, are there some lessons we can learn from that country that we can have like a takeaway to change what might be happening back home? Back to you, Sib. Eddie? I think he's frozen. And Mr. Eddie? Wow. It's one of these shows which are a little bit challenging, where the guest has been really totally into.
You see?
Yes, Eddie.
You see, let's. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but I'll say this. Everybody every person's body reacts differently to the food they eat, to the medicine they take when they are sick. I don't know, you're trying to get me. Somebody reacts differently. Now, the Nepal situation, it could, or it can, or it cannot be applied in Uganda. Uganda itself, it has its own way, and in its own way and form, it's going to come up. What we can say is it's just a matter of time that something similar to what is happening in Nepal could come up in Uganda if the leaders don't listen to the people. If abductions continue, if dissenting voices are not listened to or are abducted, if corruption continues, the level of corruption in Uganda is so high, if poverty, which is eating up the people, continue. You saw the story, what is happening in Dubai. That is just coming out. But these things have been coming up, even in Ugandans themselves. Our girls are busy selling their bodies. Not only girls, even the men. Yes, they are happening. But a point in time is going to come whereby Ugandans will say, enough is enough. It's just a matter of time because things are going out of hand. Look at how certain things are happening. You find that when the businessmen are cornered, they strike. When teachers are demanding for their salaries, they also strike. When borders have issues, they strike. Politicians try to do their own things as well. But let me tell you, we are waiting for that time when all these bodies will come together. When all the Gen Zs, the business community, the transport, health providers, the teachers, the politicians, when Ugandans will come together, the farmers, when they'll come together and say, enough is enough, let me tell you, things will change. And they can change when Ugandans say, enough is enough. It doesn't require them to go to take up arms to go and say, let's raid the state house. No. They can go and sit down and say, we're going to die of hunger. Let's go home and sit. We're not going to work.
That's true, yeah.
As well. You know, there are so many tools that can be used, not just to go on the. You might find out that Ugandans are going to wake up one day and say, enough is enough. Me, I'm not waking up today. Enough is enough. Me, I'm not going anywhere to work because the money I get doesn't help me. You know, enough is enough. Everybody will stay at home. Now, when everybody stays at home, a government, they cannot afford for people to stay at home just for a week. Only a week, 1 week. The entire country is down, is at home. Nobody is working. Offices are closed. You know? So certain things will happen in a very different manner that we don't know. Maybe they would also come up like there's a Nepal or like other agencies elsewhere and they overrun the government. That could also happen. And some will be killed, some will die, and they will have to die anyway. And whichever way, people are going to die. Whether we do a sit-down strikes or demonstrations to stay at home, the sick are going to die because nobody will be in the hospital to treat them. The hungry ones, those who are dying of hunger, they will die of hunger. You know, but at least change will come. So we must be prepared. And people say, look here, gentlemen, let's all of us get together and say, no, enough is enough. What weapon do we have? Because for the people in Nepal, maybe their constitution helps them differently. Ours, this guy can even decide to unleash the military to go and kill wantonly so many people, like those, even more than those who died in Luero. You know, even more than those who died in Luero, because he's prepared to do that. You see, just some little skirmishes, they bring out battalions of military men with military hardware. You saw what happened in Kawempe. Kawempe was like a battleground. Now, if things like that can happen, then you should know, okay, if I did this, that can happen, then let's change tactic. People can sit down. The businessmen say, we are sorry, it's too much. The taxes are so high, the rent is so high, we are not making any profits, we are closing shop. Doctors say we're not being well paid. There are even no drugs, no consumables. We are closing shop.
Does this reflect the protest? Does it reflect the protest vote?
No, the protest vote, yes, it could.
Because what you're trying to actually enlighten is trying to project actually what will be a package of the element of protest vote.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And that protest vote is a very big package that includes vigilantism. Don't allow people to be just arrested like that. No. When they come to those guys who come to kidnap, go and arrest them. Ask them where you take
yes. Yes, Mr. Eddie, it's time has never been on our side, but there's a number there to call. If you really want to have a call, you can always call on that number. It's a plus 456 09020332. It's a WhatsApp number. You can leave a message, and then at least you be also engaged full in this discussion. And to those online, please, we really do appreciate you for your engagement. And we really love you to keep on sharing. Notify us where you are so that we can avail our services to you easily. But what I'm learning from Mr. Eddie, yes, you get the regime. You have to be very careful because at some moment, the more you squeeze someone, sometimes you may get, the unthinkable. I would say try to avoid what might be unexpected. Because what you're trying to do is pushing, the citizens. Whenever they will lose hope, they'll resort to Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. It really states that he who kidnaps a man, whether he sells him or he found him in his possession, shall surely be put to death. We've seen this happening in different regimes in different countries, where regimes are pulled down and those concerned are put down to death. We've seen this in uh, Libya. We've seen this in Syria. We've seen, I wish you could learn something. So it goes back to where we started from, that are you learning something, and have you forgotten and you've learned nothing? These adaptations from Eddie's way of narrating, it seems to be something which was done by the past regimes in their last encounter, and it's more likely to be reflected right now. But it's a question of reflecting to your hearts and then see, are you really Ugandans? Do you really love the country? So that at least you don't cause pain. Today you're here, tomorrow things are going to change. But what have you left? Back in the days, we had a song, Monsimo no Okoze Muchi. What have you done in this world before you leave? I mean, your path, will it be celebrated? Or, I mean, will be just something like what can I say? I'll choose a right word, but it'll be toxic. But I'll just let it be the way it is. But please try to change the way you're managing Ugandans, because at some point Eddie Cole said it all, that if you know there is a snake in your room, don't close all the walls. It can erupt and things might not be the right on your side. Mr. Eddie, as we come to the last, would you give us your parting shots on this topic of discussion, but also giving us one line, whether the international bodies have done something, as in what role has the international organizations played in addressing issues of abductions in Uganda, if just in case they're on the watch. Then later you give us your parting shots.
International bodies have not done much. It's because they don't see anything to gain from Uganda. They say let Ugandans eat themselves. Results. If a case in reflection, you can see what has been happening in the Middle East. There's been a lot of killing. So many people have died. The bombing is continuing by the Israelis. What has what has the international bodies done? Nothing, because they think Palestinians don't matter, the Muslims don't matter, and whoever is in charge in what we used to call the superpower, the police of the world, is just a businessman. He's looking at what they are going to grab in the Middle East. They're looking for the oil that is in Palestine. They're looking for the wealth that is in Palestine. So they want to erase Palestine and Palestinians completely, so that there's no nation called Palestine. Now, for us in Uganda, they look at us and say, let those people eat themselves. Who cares? After all, the regime, they can only care if the regime was not adhering to their demands or their needs, especially in Africa. Like in Congo and Somalia. So the regime is busy helping them in Somalia. It's also in Congo. So they are very comfortable, and this is why they even want to deport deportees or asylum seekers to Uganda, because I mean it's the user-friendly country. So why should they even bother about it? They don't want to bother about the common person. No.
Mm-hmm.
So they've not done enough. And I implore Ugandans not to think about anybody else to liberate them. Ugandans should liberate themselves. You know, it's only Ugandans who know what Uganda is and what Uganda they want. The others are only in business. They want to see what are they going to benefit from Uganda. You know, what is there to benefit from Uganda? If they don't have at that time, then they will not use Uganda. They will not help us in any way or in anything. You know. So when abductions go on, who cares? They go on unnoticed. They don't even report them on uh, in a, in their in their media houses. You see.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's only something of their interest that they will report. If there's anything of interest, let's do this. Let it affect an American in Uganda. Let it affect
That would
some
be a
American.
different story. Yeah. True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let it affect some British in Uganda. Then they will react. But
Very
right
true.
now, it has not affecting any of them, so they're not bothered. And the regime and Mr. Museveni has been user friendly, so they just leave it at that. You know. So I implore Ugandans not to give up, to think that they're useless or they are powerless, and they must not. Ugandans must not think that somebody or help is going to come from Mana or from somewhere else. No, it's us Ugandans to fight back, to accept and say, look here, enough is enough. We can't take it anymore. You know, and let's sacrifice. Otherwise, we are busy. Instead of doing that, whoever we again come and start eating ourselves. They give you some little money, like Mao, you go and start again eating up your friends. And by the way, you go and start reporting so and so does this. Can I tell you, even so and so is there? This is why you see Anita Mongo is busy buying people from the opposition, bring one by one, and that's why she calls herself an asset. Not, I mean, look at what she was standing for before. You know, she forgets that before she was in the opposition. What was opposition saying then? What has changed in the ruling government that makes her to be part of it right now?
We shall be coming back to Mao, but then your parting shots as we come to the closing closer of this, because we've really taken a lot of time, and today we've actually been tested by the internet challenges. It's not of our own liking, but then it is what it is. Sometimes you have to bear the situations, challenges to human. But what I'm learning from you, Mr. Eddie, yes, the international bodies have not done anything. But it's high time they did something, right? Because when it comes to issues like this, injustice, I think it's Martin Luther. No, it's Martin Luther King who said this: that injustice anywhere is a threat to
But
justice
let,
everywhere.
let, let me say this, but we are not doing enough to report or to pressure the international bodies to do something. Because if we came out to pressure them, we Ugandans, I think they would do something, however small it would be. You know, they would do something, however small it would be. Now, for example, the case going on in The Hague,
Mm.
in Den Haag. In Den
Mhm.
Haag, things are changing. People have been saying no, the right Kony is in Uganda. The Kony you're arresting is a wrong one. I don't know if you heard about it.
I've
People are
really seen a people following the case. Yeah.
No, they said Museveni is the Kony who was cutting people's noses, not the other man didn't do anything. How would he have cut the nose of the people that he wanted to support him? The people he was fighting for, the people he wanted to recruit to be part of him, to be part of the struggle. How would they have done that? You know, so certain things are coming out. You know, so if we come out and expose these things, because some of them were not exposing them, we just talk on here on social media, and on this social media, not everybody comes and picks it. But if we go and engage them, engage the governments, talk to them, tell them, look here, this is this, enough is enough, then they could be able to come in.
Yes, enough is enough, like the way you stated it. And just want to let you know that, yes, like I said, Martin Luther King, he says it all that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. But also, we have to put this into account that you can only protect your liberties in this world by protecting other men's freedom. You can only be free if I'm free. That's the situation. But from my desk here, we're having also something little. Yes, the Uganda diaspora in Denmark is presents Uganda Independence Gala. A little bit. It's the 63rd years of Uganda celebration, and the Uganda diaspora in Denmark presents a Uganda Independence Gala honoring our past, building the future. It will be on to be Saturday on the 25th of October. Yes, every Ugandans who knows Shine Star, it will be there. It's only 350 Danish crowns and food inclusive will be their entertainment, and everything will be on that same package. I think we shall be getting one of the representatives of or the organizers to give us more clarity on this so that people can get in the know. Away from that, also my homies from Norway, they're also having independence celebration that will be on the 11th in Oslo. Yes, they will be also celebrating the 63rd Ugandan independence. Yes, away from that, just saying thank you for the viewers who have been very patient for our unstable internet of my guest. But then again, it's not his own wish. It really happens, like the way yours interface challenges. Yes, it gives true meaning of life. You know, life gives meaning when the hurdles to jump. But if you don't have these hurdles to jump, then definitely you're losing it all. It has been a show worth sharing to your friends. Just keep on, subscribing with our, channels. Subscribe with our YouTube channel. It's Afroden Reports, and at least you'll be getting more, services. We shall be getting more words from this man from the East, those people from men from the east who claim to be the wise. Yes, the more you subscribe, you get more knowledge from him. And then still again, you can also go to our Facebook a Facebook page. There's African Reports. You can always follow us, like us, and then you'll be getting more still of what we can tend to deliver. But we started this discussion when I wanted my guest to give us, I was giving him a chance to introduce the show as a host. He started, rotating around. But this time around, let me ask you, Eddie, one question. In fact, not asking, I'm commanding. Given this show, all the content in it, all this account we're seeing, if it was a song, what song would you give this show of today, given its title? One song.
If it was a song,
Yeah. What would you call this show of today?
you've already got me because music lately, I'm into something different, but I'll say I would call Bob Marley's Bad Card.
Bad God.
Yes.
To the viewers, you had it well.
Now,
It's
before we close, I would kindly request that could we at some point have a show encouraging people to do business in Uganda, especially in farming, because an empowered community or society is a very strong one. But if you have a society that is not economically empowered, it's very, very weak. So if we could also encourage our people in various ways of doing agriculture, and when they do it, what should they do? Because you find, I found out in Uganda, people are lacking knowledge, are lacking information, not only knowledge, but information on what to do. Everybody is just busy into the same old thing. Planting maize, in Lusoga we call it mboli, maido, vidandali, those kind of things. Whereas there are some crops that we would call them cash crops. They bring in a lot of money that our people would be involved in.
Time has never been on our side.
Yes.
Your message is echoed well, and today's we're in the corridors of politics, and it's politics that determines our economic empowerment and then social way of living. But then again, your request will be put into account, and then we shall also come into that area where we shall be dealing business, or we shall be going into agribusiness, and then we see how we can, empower our people back home, and then also getting maybe other guests also to see their reflection when it comes to that. But it has been a show where the topic of discussion was an overview of the recent abductions in Uganda. At least those who have been sailing with us have gotten something. Please try to share this, leave your comment, let the discussion flow, and like we say, we always at least have something productive we shall be, trying to bring unto you. Just let us know where you're located, and then we can avail our services easily to you. It's AKA Smoggy, your host today, alongside my guest from the east side of Uganda, though he's been a man living almost everywhere in Uganda, speaking various language. So I'll say he's a man with wisdom. Eddie Cool Ngobi has been the guest today, slicing the abductions in Uganda. And for you, the viewers, I'll say thank you for being patiently with us. And it has been a wrap. Allow me to say, in Danish we say, farewell. I don't know what the Musoga would say, as we say bye-bye for now.
Mama kadaga isukeyo.
That's what the Musoga would say.
No, they will say, somebody will say, Movekalwe.
Movekalwe.
Yes, Movekalwe.
Okay. Given that, I'll say Movekalwe, and then it has been a wrap. Thank you very much. Let's meet into another interlude on our channel, Afro-Dem Reports. Goodbye for now, aka Smoggy.
Okwebazangako yakuyamba munange nakukwata ku mukono nakuyimusa. Okwebazangako yakuyamba baba nabako wakutuza. Leero nzize kwebaza oba nkwite kusiima eri abalina emitima egirumirirwa. Okwebazangako yakuyamba baba nabako wakutuza. Ekigambo okuyamba tokizanyisa abangi babeera n'obusobozi n'ekibalema okukola. Okwebazangako yakuyamba baba abamu bemulaba abanene mu nsi muno bwakunyumiza gyavudde zikubamu ne zaaka. Abangi kwabo bafiirwako abazadde ku myaka emimpi ddala wamma tunuulira obulumi. Abalala basalawo n'okuddukira ku nguudo kubanga basigalawo okubayamba abaab'ensamba. Nammwe abayamba mumanyi okwefuula eri abo be muyambye ne mubasimbamu oluseke. Eriyo ne benda byabalaga okulumirirwa